Hey, what's up, everybody? I've been on Suboxone for about a month now. Figured it's a pretty good time to make a review video on it. I searched far and wide on the internet, found a lot of information on Suboxone. I found a lot of people who have said that they've taken Suboxone, but I don't think that anyone has done a full, first-hand review of the product and how it works. Oh, excuse me. So here I am to do that review. And I'm gonna do some positive things that I like about it, and do some negative things that aren't so great about it, and then at the end I'll spend a little while talking about, my opinions of the drug and what it's done for me. First of all, those positive things. I mean, it works. I'm not dope sick. I haven't been dope sick since I started it, which is amazing. Because with how poor I was and scrounging for cash I was, and the size of my habit, I mean, when I was using, I was probably sick more than I was well. Yeah, I would venture to say that I was definitely sick more than I was well, which isn't okay. I mean, that was terrible. Um, Another thing that's nice about it is it does not get you high, but you can still remain clear headed. Um, I know a lot of people aren't going to understand that, but the only time I used to be clear headed was when I was high. I was really worried. One of my biggest fears about getting clean was that I wouldn't be able to function professionally or socially without being stoned. And so far that hasn't been the case. I've still been able to function like a normal human being without dope, and without being fucking ripped out of my gourd. So um, that's huge. Um, Other than that, I don't really have much positive to say. I mean, what else do you want out of it? It stops from getting dope sick, and it lets you function in everyday life. I don't know what else you could possibly want out of the particular drug. So, on to the things I do not like about it. And the first and biggest thing is that I made a mistake and let everyone know I was going on it, and that's how I was getting clean. And now everyone and their fucking grandma wants my subs. Um, I've been offered money for it. I've been begged to borrow some. I've just been begged to get some. Straight up, please, man, just let me get some subs. I'm dying. I've been clean for like a day and a half, and I'm just fucking dying. And while I would love to help, the big problem is 2, 3, 4 Suboxone is just not gonna it's not gonna help my friends. The only reason they want my subs is to be well until they get more dope. I mean, that's the plain and simple truth about it. That's a fact. You know, um, and I hate to say it like that, but I mean, giving them 3 or 4 Suboxone is not going to get them clean. You're not going to get clean with 3 days worth of Suboxone. It's just not going to happen. Um, Another negative thing about it is, I mean, it tastes fucking terrible. The taste is absolutely horrendous. I'd say heroin tastes better, and y'all know what heroin tastes like, so yeah, it's that bad. The other thing I didn't particularly like about it is that it didn't do anything for those psychological symptoms of withdrawal, that bombardment of emotion, that ridiculous urge to just want to fucking die that you get those first few days being clean. I was still in a state of absolute fucking torment as far as inside of my head was concerned. I couldn't, man, every negative thing just bombarding me and bombarding my brain. It was a very unpleasant experience, but it did keep the physical illness away. So um, I guess that's the only reason I managed to make it through those psychological withdrawals was the physical withdrawals not being there. So I suppose I was wrong about that in one of my earlier videos. Um, Another thing that I wish I wouldn't have found out about it, and I am hesitant to talk about it on here, but there's a lengthy process to doing this that I'm not going to go into. So I suppose One thing I wish I wouldn't have found out, I have not done so far, but has tempted me several times, is that you can IV Suboxone. Like I said, there's a big process to it, but you can. And a person like me who has an insufferable needle fixation, Christ, if you're like me, you know that half the addiction was just spears. You know, the rigs that themselves were really what fucking really a big part of my addiction. I still have that urge to poke myself a lot, and when I found out that you could IV it, um, that drove me nuts for a few days. Still driving me a little bit nuts right now. So I'm just gonna drop that topic and go from there. Um, and I think the last thing I have to say negative about it is that I think it wakes me up. You know, I haven't slept since I started it. I mean, I've slept a few hours here and there, but I have no regular sleep pattern. I think the longest I've slept at one click has been 2, 3, I'd say 3 hours at the most. Um, except for I think maybe 1 or 2 days where I wasn't able to sleep for like 2 or 3 or 4 days, and that's sober, staying up for 3 or 4 days sober. Where I was able to crash for quite some time, but other than that, I haven't been able to sleep at all. And I think that might be a side effect of the subs themselves. So it's not listed as one of their side effects, but um, I think it is. Because I mean, even when I was dope sick, I could at least get 4 or 5 hours of sleep, but not on the subs. I can't. So I guess in conclusion, would I recommend it to my friends? You bet your fucking ass I would. In a heartbeat. I mean, if I had to tell my friends, if I had to tell anybody, you know, what would they rather do, heroin or Suboxone? And you take Suboxone all day long. First of all, you're not going to get arrested for it. You're not going to go to prison for having it as long as you have a prescription for it. You need to see a doctor to get it. Um, and secondly, it doesn't get you all fucked up. You're not scrounging. You're not beaning. It has a ridiculous half life. So I mean, you can take it in the morning and you'll be fine all day. You know, so there's not that constant every 2, 3, 4 hours shooting more dope. You know, there's not that going on. So, um, you know, it gives you your life back. Um, one more negative thing: if you do not have insurance, it's insanely expensive. 14 $15 a strip, something like that. So I mean, unless you've got insurance, good insurance at that, you're not getting your subs. That's terribly unfortunate. The medication itself is that goddamn expensive. You know how many junkies you know can afford that? Not a lot. You know, even if they want to get clean, there might be that price ceiling that's just not going to allow them to. What else did I want to say? Precipitated withdrawals. That's the thing I wanted to discuss. It's a thing called precipitated withdrawal. If you take Suboxone before you're dope sick, before you know your heroin or your oxys, whatever it is that you take, happen to get out of your system, you're gonna get real fucking sick. Like dope sick times a million. Real sick. And so just make sure that you're withdrawing before you start Suboxone, and you'll be fine. If you don't, you're gonna not. You'll regret it. Let's put it that way. Um, you know, other than that, I mean, I guess there's not much to say about it. It functions. It does its job. You're gonna get overprescribed though. Like I said, my doctors wanted me to take 2.5 strips a day. I have never taken that much. Day one, I took two, but that's because it takes a lot of subs to pull you out of that initial withdrawal into a different level. You know, so that first day, I took 2 strips. Since then, I don't think I've had more than half a strip a day. They wanted me to take 2.5. Um, right now, I'm down to about an eighth of a strip. I take about a milligram of Suboxone daily. And it's only been a month. I've weaned myself down to that point, and it was easy. I didn't have any particularly horrid side effects or stages of withdrawal that I had to go to every time I dropped my dosage down. I just dropped my dosage down and I was fine. Um, but that's about it, guys. Thanks once again for watching the video. Stay strong. Don't forget to like and share this with anybody you know who could find it useful. And thanks again. Have a good day, guys.